Here we go. First of all, brief introduction of PRYSMIAN Group. We are the world's biggest cable manufacturer and solution provider with more than 100 plants in 50 countries all over the world, around about 29,000 employees worldwide, and a very strong power with 25 R&D centers all around the world. What we offer is we provide our customers and communities worldwide with cable solutions that are based on the state-of-the-art technologies. It's based on an in-depth understanding of the demands that are coming from the market. In our centers and plants in Germany, we specialize in different segments within the industry, and Germany is the home of PRYSMIAN'S Competence Center for Crane Cables. It is our target to satisfy our customer with the best and most sustainable solution for his applications. This is fundamental for our future growth. So hence, our very core of our business is to provide our customers with technologically innovative, safe, and sustainable solutions. Sustainability, it's one of the key words in our today's program. And electrification is part of that, in particular, when it comes to port operations. Nothing works without power. And therefore, we have developed a whole cable package to help our customers, to help terminal operators to reach the target of zero emissions in port operations. So it's more than just cranes. Besides the crane cables and the crane operations, there's also a need to generate power, and we have the full cable range for power generation with solar or photovoltaic. We do have the cables for wind energy generation, both the local grid, but also the flexible cables inside the wind turbines. We do a lot of cables for EV charging for all the automated and electrified vehicles in the port. We have a green portfolio for the local infrastructure inside the port. And last but not least, very important nowadays is our shore connection cable to feed vessels, to feed cruise liners with the energy from the local grid. Having said that, I would like to draw your attention today on our medium voltage reeling cables, because not all port operations are requiring the same cable solution. That is very much depending on the equipment that we are driving. From the outside, power cables look pretty commodity and very similar, but from the outside looking in, you find a different level of engineering inside the cable with the focus on best value for money. Our PROTOLON cable family has a new member, considering those applications of elder cranes, of cranes that are not driving too fast, of cranes that, like mobile harbor cranes, are not running long distances in the port. Short for applications with moderate mechanical stress. Our PROTOLON SMK200 is made and available for these applications. PROTOLON SMK is our classic and most popular reeling cable for operations with high and highest mechanical stresses. And for the increasing number of high-speed applications in the port, such as ASCs, ARMGs, we have developed our PROTOLON SMK+HS, with the HS standing for high speed, which is the big sister of our classic PROTOLON SMK. And we complete our PROTOLON family with our premium solution PROTOLON IQ, which is a cable monitoring system that observes itself and its ambient conditions during the operation to prevent the cable from failing. The whole PROTOLON cable family is engineered and 100% made in Germany, from the copper drawing and laying of compounding and vulcanization. Now let's take a closer view on each of the products, starting with the new release PROTOLON SMK200. The design of this cable is optimized for reeling operations with a speed of up to 200 meters per minute, and it can handle a tensile force of 20 kilonewton per square millimeter copper conductor. Waving features that are not needed in those moderate applications, the cable is focused to do the job, power supply to the brain. The cable is high flexible and easy to work with. It's not compromising on the reliability and the performance. It works reliable even under very harsh conditions. And as always, we use our PRYSMIAN-made high-grade compounds for small OD and less weight. The cable is the perfect solution for low and moderate speeding reeling operations. And here comes our classic and well-known PROTOLON SMK. This cable has an unbeatable high number of references in the field all around the globe. It stands for reliability, long lifetime, and customer satisfaction. The design is optimized for reeling operations up to 240 meters per minute. And the cable is super flexible, built with innovative high-grade compounding, developed and made in our own compounding department. It is using state-of-the-art compounds for insulation, sheath system, and for that reason we are able to optimize the cable in diameter and weight. And also to, if you compare that to the previous generation of cables, we are saving here around about 30% of cable OD and weight. The cable can handle and resist very high mechanical stresses, and we tailor the configuration according to your specific requirements and deliver it with or without integrated fibers, with twisted shielded pairs, with pilots or any sort of control course. The big sister to PROTOLON SMK is our high-speed cable PROTOLON SMK+HS. With an integrated support element in the cable sender, we are able to increase the permissible tension to this cable by a minimum 1000 Newton on top of what the copper can do naturally. The other important feature is the very compact core assembly, core design. We are saving diameter by doing this compact inner cable design and give this saved room to the sheath system actually, in order to help the cable to handle better all the stresses that are coming from the outside into the cable sender. Both features together result in a suitability of cable for very high speed operations. In fact, there is no speed limit for this cable. And of course, we also manufacture pardon me, this cable with customized configurations such as integrated fibers, twisted shielded pairs, or any other sort of bus applications, pilots, and control cores. But nevertheless, all the three cables that I just showed to you are dealing with symptoms that are coming from the setup of the equipment. The cable that is made to actually control the symptoms, actually to control how it is treated, is our monitoring cable PROTOLON IQ. Faster, greater, broader, plus the fact that operations of cables are almost permanently at the specification limits is causing a tremendous extra stress to the cable. The tolerance of the cable to handle stress peaks that are coming, for example, from installation failures, from incorrect machine setup, or insufficient maintenance even, is shrinking. And of course, that results in sort of cable's lifetime limitation or shortening. To better control that, and we can't measure what we can't control, we have developed our monitoring system called PROTOLON IQ. PROTOLON IQ is a revolution because it's more than just a cable. It is composed by three main elements. First of all, enhanced PROTOLON cable, because we are embedding, as you can see on the right side of that slide, a special sensor fiber that is dedicated to measure mechanical stress load. On top of that, we have a measurement device which can be installed either in the e-house on board of the crane or in the substation where your other equipments are located. The device is then connected to the fiber inside the cable through the local fiber infrastructure. These elements together will allow to build up a stress diagnostic system, which is the third main element. We are able to look in real time what are the events happening to the cable during the complete operating hours. We detect mechanical stresses such as strain, bending, and torsion, and the system is able to detect both sudden events, irregularities, but also slowly upcoming stresses, for example, twist. We already see first signs of twist months before the visibility from the outside of the cable. That can result in an immediate action and adjustments to stop the twist before the cover is deformed and the twist is becoming visible. The global warming is, it's kind of funny, opening the Northern Sea route, which means there are a lot of requirements coming from the field today for so-called icy cold operations, up to -50 degrees, fully flexible. And we have adjusted all our cables that I showed you before to an Arctic cable design. It's still a PROTOLON SMK, but we have developed special compounds that can deal and resist with this very cold and strange ambient. These cables are excellent, flexible, also at temperatures of -50 degrees, resistant to oil, also on UV, which is also a very present factor in the north, to moisture and water. And we have this cable available for all crane applications, not only the main power supply, but also the spreader reeling cables, the festoon cables, the chain cables, any sort of moving part on the crane is also available for -50 degrees. And to complete the PROTOLON family, that brings me back to the very first slide, the green board slide. Environmental friendly feeding of docking vessels is a topic which we are having a focus on with the next presentations that we will see. We have developed a PROTOLON cable, which we call a shore connection cable, that is used in this application. To be honest, this application is not really looking very demanding, but this is very underestimated because during the connection, the cable has to deal with relative movement, with tide, going up and down. There is a permanent moving and there's a lot of tensile force on the cable. So it has to be designed in a smart way, even if it's not permanently reeled, but only pulled out to plug in. Plug in, that's one of the central question marks on these cables, because you cannot expect a vessel owner to have 100 different systems installed just to plug in or to be able to plug in anywhere in the world. So it has to be kind of unified to make the ship owner able to plug in any port around the world. So we as PRYSMIAN have such plug and play solutions in-house. We manufacture the cable and terminate already the cable in the factory so that you as a customer can have and expect a plug and play solution from us. And that brings me to the end of my presentation. Andrea will give you a closer view on our shore connection cables before we continue with the other presentations. Thank you.